Hello everyone, I'm Mahmoud. I'm one of your ADD tutors this year at the MSA, along with Sol and Sigita. This session, I'm going to be covering SketchUp 3D. So, what is SketchUp? Why do we use it for certain kinds of projects, and how do we use it? So that will be a hands-on tutorial. So, what is SketchUp? SketchUp is a 3D modeling computer software, and it's used a lot in architecture, interior design, and landscape architecture. There's different versions of SketchUp. And it's owned by the company called Trimble. So the SketchUp versions, the ones I want to talk about is SketchUp Free. This one is free, as the name suggests. It's the most recent version that SketchUp offers as a free software. It's web-based, meaning you just use it on your internet browser, usually Google Chrome, and you don't have to download anything on your computer. All you need is a sign-in account. SketchUp Make has been discontinued in 2007, but you can still, 2017, but you can still download it. But this is slightly an older version, and it might cause you problems if you are working with newer versions of any models, and especially when using plugins, it can cause you problems. And you can, as I said earlier, install this on your machine. SketchUp Pro is available on university machines and includes all the functions. It's available to purchase for students at an accessible price, so if you can get your hands on it, you can use it on your own computer. SketchUp uses a modeling approach called mesh modeling, and basically the idea of mesh modeling is that you create lines which are referred to as edges over here, and those make up faces, and these faces, when you bring them together, make up surfaces and volumes. So that's what really SketchUp is good at. Yeah, it's good for modeling flat faces. Anything that deals with curves, although SketchUp can deal with it, the model will always end up being made out of triangles or flat faces, as you can see here where it says polygons. The other advantages of SketchUp is it's easy to use, very intuitive, and it's an excellent software as a beginner software if you haven't used any 3D modeling software before. It's easy to modify models, change your models, whether you want to tweak something here or there. You can geolocate your model in Google Earth, and in subsequent tutorials we'll see why this is useful for environmental analysis. And it supports plugins for extra functionality, so you're not really limited to the functions that come with SketchUp, but you can install additional ones from the platform provided through SketchUp, which is very useful. And you can style your projects in different way, meaning you can render them or present them in different ways. And it also works with rendering software. It works well with Lumion, and it works well when you export it through 3ds Max, etc. if you want to use other renderer engines on the software. I just want to take this opportunity to speak about SketchUp Warehouse and plugins. I think these are two major advantages of using SketchUp. SketchUp has a warehouse online, which is basically a platform where you can download a lot of existing models. So whether you can download cars, furniture, trees, etc., and you can use these to really contextualize your project, right? So instead of taking the time to model all the furniture, etc., you can download ones, obviously, if you find ones that are useful for your project. Also, the extension manager, I already spoke about this, but because SketchUp has very limited and basic functions, you need to really install extensions from the extension warehouse. You can find them, and they're reviewed as well if you want to kind of do additional things that basic SketchUp functions don't provide you with. So the workflow, basically, the way you use SketchUp is you'll design your project, or you'll have a concept idea. Then you model it in SketchUp, and this is really an iterative process where you can go back, change as you find necessary, and then once you're happy with the model that you've modeled in SketchUp, you either render it using Lumion, V-Ray, etc., Unity, or you can import it into other softwares to render. And after that, you'll have layers of information. So you would have, for example, if you use the rendering option, you would have different images that you want to overlay, so whether that would be a section cut of your model, a line drawing of your model, etc., that perfectly map onto each other, and use Photoshop to really enhance those, right? So bring bring certain things out or hide certain things in your model. And then you import it into your portfolio. So if you're using InDesign, for example, you can just put that in, and then whenever you change the Photoshop file, that'll automatically update for your portfolio. So this is an example. So you can see here that this image really combines a lot of different information. You can see a section cut that's done in SketchUp, but the images at the background are products of a rendering engine, and you can see there's faint lines as well in the background, and that's how you layer information really. We'll be having a Photoshop tutorial later on, and we'll be using such example, to demonstrate how would you collect the information into an architectural drawing like this. So thank you. This has been the introduction to SketchUp. Now we'll move into SketchUp and we'll have a hands-on modeling exercise.